Hey guys, so for this video, I'm going to be doing a book review, and it's going to be a book review from one of my favorite authors of all time. I fucking love her so much. This series is one of her newer series, and I kind of want to do a reread because her third book has just come out. I haven't read it yet, but I thought I'd just run through the, previous two books to catch up, refresh. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a review of The Blacksmith Queen by G.A. Aiken, aka Shelley Lawrenston. So, synopsis for the book. And it's kind of hard to kind of not spoil stuff trying to explain the story, so bear with me. So the story starts, it focuses on the female character, because this is a romance novel, but don't let that dissuade you. If you love fantasy, if you love, books with bloody, violent, fight scenes, crass humor, this is for you. It may be a romance, but, they have sex scenes. I just skip the sex scenes, and the romance is very minimal. It takes a backseat to, the stories and the character development. So, if you don't like romance, I recommend you still read this if you like, fantasy, more brutal fantasy, because I love it. Yeah, like I said before, this focuses on this woman. Her name's Keely Smythe. She is a blacksmith from the Citadel Village. She lives with her family. She has two parents. Her mother is also a blacksmith. And her father is a soldier turned farmer, and so she's just living with her family, blacksmithing because it's what she loves to do, and she's kind of the mother, if you will, of the children of her siblings, because her two parents are focused on providing for the family, and so she kind of takes it upon herself to be more the parental figure, taking care of the children, making sure they don't kill each other, essentially. And so, yeah. So she's just doing her own thing. Unfortunately, the old king of their land dies, and there is a, it's pretty much red, what is it, the Game of Thrones episode, the Red Dinner, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's essentially a bloodbath, because the old king has, a bunch of sons, and, once he dies, they pretty much start killing each other. Some end up escaping, and the older brother is the one that looks like he's going to take over for the old king. Well, one of the brothers ends up sending an army to kill Keely, or in particular Keely's sister, because her sister, her name's Beatrice, has been prophesied by the Anwen witches to become the queen. The Anwen witches, they sometimes will pick out rulers for land if they're asked, and they prophesied that the Beatrice would become the queen, and so this brother sends off this army to kill him. Unfortunately, they underestimate the Smythe family, because they pretty much take out all the soldiers, and it's just so enjoyable because you get to see the kind of characters this family is. Emma, she's this wife, she's a mother, but she's also very much a blood, thirsty warrior. And so there's this scene in which she has a baby, and she's breastfeeding the baby, and then she gets interrupted by soldiers. And so she just takes the baby, who's feeding on their breast, and it throws it at, I think it's Keely or one of her children, and they catch the baby and escape, and then she just brutally kills all these soldiers. And then of course the father, he's this really sweet, guy who also happens to be a soldier, And, you know, when they attack, he just goes and pulls out this, like, trebuchet that he has hidden behind his, you know, shed. And apparently, Emma, his wife, got bored and decided to just randomly create a trebuchet. And so he uses it to take out the soldiers. And it's just completely random bonker shit like that that makes me love the book. And then, of course, the Amatri happen to show up. So the Amatri are essentially centaurs. They're different from your traditional centaurs in that this particular group are battle centaurs. And so normally they can, they have magic that allows them to disguise themselves as humans, you know, 2 legs and everything like that. But when they are in battle, they are able to grow horns and fangs. And so they're very much dangerous. And so they have been sent to protect Beatrice because they've also learned about the prophecy. And they want to protect her from the, you know, the brothers. And so they're helping out, but, you know, my family is very much holding their own. And so Keeley, along with her family, are able to escape. And so they go to her uncle's castle. Her uncle, of course, is batshit insane. He's kind of a little bit out there. He built his entire castle by himself because he didn't trust anybody to do it. And so they go to the uncle to, you know, get shelter, but then they end up having to leave. And so it's kind of forgetting, like, whether or not they go to the Anwen witches first. But they just eventually they go to the Anwen witches to, you know, learn more about the prophecy and all that. Eventually, Keeley gets brutally stabbed. Essentially, she was disemboweled. And so the only thing saving her was the fact that the Anwen witches were there to, you know, use her magic to save her. And unfortunately, she's still in a coma, if you will. And so they end up taking her to the Amachai, to their tribe, to see if their healer can do anything. So apparently, when they get there, they learn that she doesn't want to come back. And so we get this scene in which she's, like, in this, like, I guess you could say in this, like, afterlife. She's kind of in between. And we learn that she's worried about, or she can't accept the fact that she might have to possibly kill her sister because her sister is literally a sociopath who wants nothing but power, and so she might have to eventually kill her. And she kind of has to come to terms with the fact that she's going to become the new queen. And so, you know, when she's finally able to resolve that, she's able to come back. Then they go to the dwarves to get help from them, and it's just a whole shebang to the very end where she finally faces down one of the brothers. I'm assuming, I can't remember if it's the one that originally tried to kill her family in the beginning, but yeah, so that was a really quick, like, synopsis of the story, but I didn't want to spoil too much, because I want you to read it. Go read it. Just at least try it and see if you enjoy it, because I loved it. So just to go a little bit more into what I loved, I guess spoilers, if I haven't already spoiled it for you. But I love the characters. I love the characters in pretty much all of her books. Even the characters that are evil, they're still interesting. And the characters that are good are so entertaining and funny. So, of course, Keeley, she's this very much, I guess, homebody. She loves blacksmithing, and that's pretty much what she wants to do. And take care of her family. Those are the only two things she really cares about. until, of course, she's thrust into the role of being the queen. She's also very much an animal lover. So much so that when she finds a bunch of demon wolves, and yes, they're exactly what they sound like, they're wolves from hell, who have fire for eyes and drool blood, but she found them as puppies, and she ends up raising them, and they become loyal to her. And so we get multiple times in the book where the earth just cracks open and these demon wolves come out to help her. So yeah, so she's very much an animal lover. She believes, no, if they don't, if they're not bothering anyone, then just let them be. And so she's also, thing I love about this author, she has like these, she's very muscular. She's a blacksmith, of course. She's going to be very muscular, but she has these huge shoulders, these huge muscular thighs, and it's just, I fucking love it. I love the author because she has so many different like body types when it comes to women. So there are women that are like more fuller. There are women that are more muscular. Women that are more petite. Just so many different kind of women in her books. And of course, I love Keely because she's, I mean, she has muscle, so it's my weakness. But I just generally love her character. And then, of course, she has a sister. Well, she has 13 siblings, but one of the sisters I enjoy was Gemma. She had originally left the family to join this order, and to be in, they think originally she's a nun, but Keely is pissed at her because she feels like she abandoned their family, because family is very much pretty much all she cares about. So she feels like Gemma has abandoned them, and so throughout the entire book they're just fighting with each other, which, I'll be honest, I come from a huge family, and so it was kind of giving me nostalgia because they're just squabbling, and it just reminded me of my family. It's kind of weird, but I enjoyed it. And just Jim as a character is very entertaining. Beatrix, of course, is a psychopath. It literally revealed when she was a child she would kill the cats just to see what it would feel like. And so she's very much a psychopath. And the thing is, while she's not likable, she's still a very interesting character because you can see how meticulous and ruthless she is. And so she's an interesting character. Karen is another one of my favorites. She's the cousin of the Smythe, so she's not a sibling, but she's a cousin who pretty much hangs out with the Smythes because her family is shit, essentially. It's a Smythe, are fine with her hanging out with them, so she just hangs out with them. She's made her living originally as a pit fighter, and so she is very much a brutal fighter, as you learn in the book, because she eventually bites a man's tongue off during a middle of a fight. Don't ask me how that happened. But yeah, she's very much a brutal fighter, but the thing is, she's kind of like a side character who just spends the entire book like drinking, having sex, or she's literally just passed out, hungover. And the running joke is that, they're getting ready to leave, and then they'll scream Keely or Kieran, and she's like, coming, and she just emerges from the back of the shed or behind a rock, where she's passed out drunk, to just get, immediately start traveling with them. It was so funny. I just love Kieran because she's just so insane. And then Layla, she's one of the Amethyst. She's the sister of the male love interest. She's more like the serious one. She's kind of in line to become the leader of their clan, and so she's very much more serious, trying to be more level-headed, but everyone around her is literally just insane. And so she's literally trying to, it's like herding cats into a bag with her. But I really do enjoy Layla as well. And of course Cade, he's a male love interest. You don't really get much with Cade when it comes to his life story, but we see him interact with his siblings, which again, You get that feeling of this sibling squabbling that I just am nostalgic for, I guess. And then also, he's very much a more supportive love interest. You know, he's just there to protect Keely and, well, just stop her from doing something stupid, I guess. He's also very much the more brooding type. He just doesn't want people to talk to him, and so he'll just not say anything if he doesn't want to talk to you. But overall, he's just a, you know, a good guy. And so yeah, those were like the characters that I enjoyed in the book. And I just enjoy the fact that this is a fantasy. It has like dwarves, it has dark elves, it has centaurs, dragons are mentioned as well. But it's a romance, but it's not like you would think a romance is, because it doesn't go all lovey-dovey or anything like that. It very much focuses on the story. It very much focuses on the characters' relationships with each other, not just the two main love interests. That's kind of why I love this book, because, you know, the interactions between Kaylee and Gemma are so entertaining, and I love it. The interactions between, you know, Kieran and anybody. And then, yeah, so I very much enjoyed the story, and obviously I read the next one, and it has its own, like, kind of charm to it, I guess. It's different, definitely. So I think I'm going to end it here, because I think I went through everything that, you know, I liked about the book. So yeah, I would recommend go reading it at least once to see if you like the feel of this author. And if you do, she has like 30 books, it feels like. So you should go read all of them if you like this one, because they're so fun. She has a Shapeshifter series. She has one that focuses on Norse mythology. I think that's it. So yeah, if you did like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to get notification for all the videos I'll be doing. You guys have a nice night. Stay safe out there, and talk to you later. Bye.